You buried me at your dinner table every night. You shared my bed, Ama. And you called me brother.
Daniel, listen, it wasn't.
Sit down. 2 years of transfers, hotel receipts, your signatures on my company documents, all of it.
Daniel, please.
Please what, Amma? Please pretend I don't know? I lost a wife and a brother in the same bed.
You wanted everything I built. Congratulations, you get nothing.
Lagos hummed beneath Daniel Osei's office on the 23rd floor of a Victoria Island tower. The cranes, the traffic, the organized chaos of a city that rewarded the relentless. Daniel had come from nothing, the son of a Kumasi carpenter who died when Daniel was 19, leaving him with debt, a younger brother, and a choice. He had chosen to build. By 38, Daniel Osei Construction and Properties had projects across Lagos and Abuja, government contracts, private estates, commercial complexes. His name appeared in business Lagos magazines. His handshake meant something. And yet, he thought sometimes, looking out at the city he had conquered, the things that can destroy you are never outside. They are always at your table. Ama was everything a man wanted to come home to. Warm, beautiful, elegant. The kind of wife who made a house feel like a destination. She had given him Kenna 3 years ago, their gap-toothed, bright-eyed daughter who called him Daddy Dan and ran to the door every evening when she heard his car. And Fifi, his brother, the one he had put through university, the one he had given a company car and a director's title and a salary that far exceeded his contributions. The one who called him every Sunday and said, "Brother, God bless what your hands have built." Daniel had believed both of them completely. That was the part that would cost him the most. It was Rosaline who first noticed. She had worked for Daniel for 6 years, silent, efficient, invisible in the way good housemaids learn to be. She pressed his suits, prepared his meals, bathed little Kenna, and moved through the house like a quiet current. And she saw things. She saw the way Madame Ama's phone screen tilted away when certain calls came. She saw the way Ogafifi's hand rested on Madame's waist 1 second too long when he came for Sunday lunch. She saw the text notification that flashed once on Madame Ama's iPad left open on the kitchen counter. Last night was before the screen locked. Rosaline said nothing. She went to the kitchen and washed the dishes. But something settled in her chest like a stone. On a Thursday evening, Daniel came home early, a rare thing. Kenna was asleep. Ama was on a call in the bedroom. Fifi was in the living room watching football with his shoes off like a man in his own house. "Brother!" Fifi stood, arms wide. "You're back early. Come, sit. I brought the good whiskey." They sat together, the Lagos evening coming through the open balcony doors, talking the way brothers talk, about childhood, about their late father, about the future. Daniel felt the warmth he always felt with Fifi, the specific safety of blood. "I would do anything for you," Daniel said at one point, meaning it completely. Fifi looked at him and said, "I know, brother, I know." He meant something entirely different. The anonymous text arrived on a Tuesday. Daniel was in a site meeting in Abuja when his phone buzzed. "Your brother is sleeping with your wife. Has been for 2 years. Check the Transcorp Hilton Hotel receipts under Fifi's company card. I'm sorry. No name, number not saved." Daniel read it 3 times. Then he set his phone face down, looked at his site engineer and said calmly, "Continue." He sat through 2 more hours of meetings. He ate lunch. He signed 3 documents. He called no one. Only in his hotel room that night, alone, did he allow himself to feel it. The specific devastation of a betrayal so close it had your name on it. Then he stopped feeling and started planning. He called Barrister Chukwu the next morning, Not to cry, not to rage, to strategize. I need to know if it's true before I move. And if it is, I need everything locked before they know I know. Barrister Chukwu, who had seen every kind of human disaster in 30 years of law, simply said, "Give me 72 hours." 60 hours later, he called back. "It's true. 2 years, 14 hotel check-ins on Fifi's company card, 3 wire transfers from the joint account you share with Ama to an account in Fifi's girlfriend's name, which is actually Ama's account under a different name. And Daniel," a pause, "Fifi has been forging your signature on 2 subcontracts. He's been diverting 20% of the project payments." Silence on Daniel's end. "Daniel?" "I heard you," Daniel said quietly. "Start the legal traps. I have a plan." Daniel made 3 decisions on the flight back to Lagos. 1. He would tell no one, except Barrister Chukwu and Rosaline, who he called and spoke to for the first time as a witness, rather than a housemaid, listening carefully as she confirmed everything with quiet, sorrowful dignity. 2. He would pretend, completely, believably. He would give them the performance of a broken man and watch what they did with it. 3. When he moved, it would be in public, it would be documented, and it would be final. He landed at Murtala Mohammed Airport, picked up his bags and got into his car. He drove home. He kissed Ama on the cheek. He ruffled Kina's hair. He called Fifi and said, "Brother, come for dinner Sunday." And he smiled. The performance began on a Monday. Daniel arrived at his Lagos office looking uncharacteristically tired. Suit slightly less sharp, silence where there was usually decisiveness. He called a staff meeting and announced with carefully measured heaviness that the company was facing significant financial pressures due to a government contract delay. He mentioned possible salary restructuring. He looked worried in exactly the way a worried man looks. By Tuesday, the whispers had started. By Wednesday, they had reached Fifi. "Brother, I'm hearing things at the office. Are you okay? What's happening?" "It's bad, Fifi," Daniel said, his voice weighted. "I don't want to worry you, but it's bad." He heard the slight shift in his brother's breathing, the almost imperceptible quickening. There it is, Daniel thought. The hardest part was Kina. His 3-year-old daughter could feel the temperature of a room the way children do without understanding it. She began climbing into Daniel's lap more often in the evenings, pressing her face into his neck, her small hands gripping his collar. "Daddy sad?" she asked one evening. "Daddy is thinking," he said carefully. "Don't think sad thoughts," she instructed seriously. He held her tighter and pressed his face into her curls and thought, "Everything I am doing, every second of this is for you." He would not let the people who shared her blood steal her future. Ama's response to the financial crisis was subtle but surgical. She became slightly cooler, not obviously, just enough. She stopped suggesting restaurant dinners. She mentioned her parents more. "Mommy says I should always have something in my own name," with a casualness that had a blade inside it. She started spending more time on her phone in the bathroom, and Fifi started coming around less. Busy, he said, with his own things. The Sunday calls shortened. The "God bless what your hands built" became "I'll call you later, brother," and then sometimes no call at all. Daniel watched all of it with the stillness of a man who had decided the flood was coming and had already moved everything to higher ground.
Daniel's mother, Maame Osi, called him from Kumasi on a Saturday. a small woman with a voice like church bells and eyes that had always seen too much. Daniel, what is happening in your house? Everything is fine, Mama. Don't lie to your mother. A long pause. I called Fifi yesterday. He was distracted, rushing. He doesn't rush for me. Another pause. And Ama? She visited last month and didn't bring Kenna. She has never come without Kenna. Daniel said nothing. My son, whatever is happening, be careful how you move. A man who moves in anger destroys himself alongside his enemies. I'm not angry, Mama, Daniel said truthfully. I'm ready. Rosaline became Daniel's quiet intelligence. She reported to him every Sunday evening via a phone he had given her specifically for this, a simple device Ama didn't exist. Her reports were precise and devastating. Sunday, Oga Fifi came at 2 p.m. Madam sent me to the market for 1 hour. I went to the gate and came back through the back. They were in the study, say. The door was locked. Tuesday, Madam was on the phone in the garden. I heard her say, when it's done, we move fast. Then she saw me and went inside. Thursday, Oga Fifi brought an envelope. Madam put it in her wardrobe behind the shoe boxes. Daniel thanked Rosaline after each report with the gravity of someone receiving testimony in court, because that was exactly what it was. 3 weeks into the performance, Daniel made it worse. He sold his second car, actually moving it to a friend's compound, and started driving a modest Camry to the office. He laid off 3 staff members, actually transferring them to a subsidiary company they didn't know existed. The Lagos business community buzzed. His office phone rang less. Certain friends who had always been at his table became suddenly busy. And Fifi, who had eaten at that table for years, whose university fees had come from Daniel's hands, whose car notes Daniel had cleared twice, Fifi stopped visiting entirely. He sent a text, "Brother, let me know if you need anything." Daniel read it and set his phone down slowly. That text, he thought, will be the most expensive text you ever send. Barrister Chukwu had been working quietly for weeks. Every asset was moved with surgical precision. Property titles, company accounts, investment portfolios. All the legal traps were set. The conference room in Abuja was booked. The invitations, framed as an emergency family business meeting, were sent. "Are you sure about the public element?" Barrister Chukwu asked on the phone. "We could do this privately." "No," Daniel said. "They did this in my house, in my bed, in my company. They will answer for it where they cannot hide." A pause. Understood. Who will be in that room? Fifi, Ama, your mother, 4 family members, 6 company board members, 2 investigators, myself, and, Daniel paused, Rosaline. The housemaid, the witness, Daniel corrected.
The envelope Rosaline had reported, the one behind the shoe boxes in Ama's wardrobe, Daniel retrieved on a Tuesday when Ama took Kenna to a play date. He found it exactly where Rosaline had described. Inside, a printed floor plan of their Lagos home. Handwritten notes in Fifi's handwriting. Master bedroom to Ama, study to me, Kenna's room stays. A draft of a document titled Asset Distribution Post-Separation, with Daniel's forged signature at the bottom.
they had already divided his house. Daniel stood in his bedroom, the room where he had built a life, where his daughter had been conceived, where he had slept beside a woman he had loved, and held the papers in his hands. He did not cry. He did not shake. He photographed every page, replaced the envelope exactly as he found it, and walked out to the kitchen where Rosaline was preparing dinner. "Thank you," he said simply. Rosaline looked at him with 20 years of human understanding in her eyes. "God will judge them, sir," she said quietly. "But first, you will." Daniel traveled
The evidence
to
is
Abuja
conclusive.
3 days before
Funds
the
were
meeting,
diverted through
telling
these
Amma
shell
it was a
corporations.
site visit.
The spreadsheets
He met
confirm the
with
exact
Barrister
amounts
Chukwu
and dates of the
and two
transfers.
forensic
The evidence
accountants
is conclusive.
who laid out
Funds
the
were
full
diverted through
financial
these shell
picture across a
corporations.
conference
The
table.
spreadsheets confirm the
numbers
exact
were
amounts and
brutal.
dates of the
Over
transfers.
24
The evidence
months,
is conclusive.
Fifi had
Funds were
diverted
diverted through these shell corporations.
47 million
The spreadsheets
naira
confirm
through
the exact
forged
amounts and dates of the
subcontracts.
transfers.
Amma had transferred 18 million from their joint accounts in increments small enough to avoid immediate detection. 65 million naira built from Daniel's hands, his early mornings, his late nights, his sacrifices. "Do you want criminal charges alongside the civil case?" Barrister Chukwu asked. Daniel looked at the numbers for a long time. "Yes," he said, "everything." The invitations went out on Friday. Emergency family business meeting, Abuja, office, Monday 10 a.m. Attendance mandatory. Daniel. Fifi called immediately. "Brother, what's this about? Are you okay?" "Come Monday," Daniel said. "I need the whole family there." "Is it the company? Are things getting worse?" "Come Monday, Fifi," Daniel repeated. "We'll talk about everything." He heard his brother exhale with what sounded like relief, the relief of a man who thought he was about to inherit. "Come," Daniel thought. "Come and collect what you have earned." Sunday night, the night before the meeting, Daniel sat in his Abuja hotel room with Kenna's most recent photo on his phone. Gap-toothed, colorful dress, arms stretched wide like she wanted to hug the whole world. For the first time in 6 weeks, he allowed himself to feel everything he had been storing. The grief of a marriage that had died before he knew it was sick. The specific agony of a brother's betrayal, deeper than any enemy's because it came dressed as love. The exhaustion of performing strength when he had been quietly breaking inside. He sat on the edge of the hotel bed and pressed his face into his hands. He allowed himself exactly 40 minutes. Then he washed his face, ordered room service, pressed his suit for the morning, and slept. Tomorrow, he thought, as sleep came. It ends tomorrow. The hook scene unfolded exactly as Daniel had planned, and nothing like either of them had imagined. The folders were opened. The evidence was presented. Hotel receipts, transfer records, the forged documents, the floor plan of Daniel's house divided in Fifi's handwriting. Rosaline's testimony delivered quietly and without drama, her eyes on the table. Fifi's confidence collapsed in real time, first into explanations, then into excuses, then into silence. Amma's composure lasted 3 minutes before it cracked completely. The tears coming not from guilt, but from the horror of being fully seen. And Daniel stood at the head of it all, composed, devastatingly clear, and delivered the words that closed every door. "The land stays. You get nothing." The legal consequences moved fast. Fifi was arrested 2 days after the meeting. The criminal forgery charges Barrister Chukwu had prepared were filed immediately. His company car was repossessed, his director title was dissolved, he sat in a Lagos police holding cell in the designer clothes Daniel's money had bought, and understood for the first time the weight of what he had dismantled. Amma's access to every joint account was frozen within hours of the meeting. The Chanel bag on her arm on Monday was the last luxury item she would carry for a long time. She called Daniel 17 times. He answered once, to give Barrister Chukwu's number. "All communication goes through my lawyer," he said. "Goodbye, Ama." Maami Osei did not speak to Fifi for 3 months. When she finally did, at the insistence of a pastor who believed in restoration, she said only this: "Your father built with his hands and nothing else. Your brother did the same, and you took from the one person in this world who would have given you anything you asked for." Fifi had no response. "I am your mother," Maami Osei continued. "I will not stop loving you, but I will not pretend what you did was anything less than what it was." She left without embracing him. The divorce proceedings were handled with the same precision Daniel applied to everything. Amar received what the law entitled her to, nothing more, nothing less. The Lagos apartment, in Daniel's name from the beginning, a fact Amar's lawyers discovered too late, stayed with Daniel. Kena's custody was settled in Daniel's favor during the week, with Amar's weekend visits structured and supervised initially, given the circumstances. The day the papers were signed, Daniel sat in Barrister Chukwu's office and felt not triumph, but a profound, heavy sadness. The kind that comes not from losing a battle, but from finally accepting that something you loved was never what you thought it was.
Roseline was called into Daniel's study 3 weeks after the meeting. She came in her house uniform, hands folded, expression uncertain. Daniel slid an envelope across the desk. "What is this, sir?" "Open it." Inside, a bank transfer confirmation, an amount that made Rosaline's hands shake. "Sir, I cannot." "You told me the truth when it would have been easier to stay silent," Daniel said. "That has a value I cannot fully repay, but I will try." He leaned forward. "There is also a letter in there from my lawyer. I am sponsoring your daughter's university education. Full fees, starting September." Roseline pressed both hands over her mouth. Her shoulders shook. "Roseline," Daniel's voice was gentle, "you protected my daughter's future when her own mother wasn't. I don't forget that." 6 months after the meeting, Daniel took Kena to Kumasi for the weekend to see Ma Melsi. They sat in the old family compound, the same compound he had grown up in, the same walls his father had built, and Kena ran between the rooms exploring with the fearless energy of a 3-year-old who did not yet know that houses could hold sadness. Ma Melsi sat beside Daniel and watched her granddaughter. "She looks like your father," she said. "She looks like herself," Daniel said. A long, comfortable silence. "Are you healing?" his mother asked. Daniel considered the question honestly. "I'm building," he said. "That's the same thing for me." Ma Melsi nodded slowly. "Your father said the same thing once." She patted his hand. "Good. Build." The Abuja project, a major residential estate Daniel had been developing, was completed 8 months after the meeting. It was the project Fifi had been secretly diverting from. Daniel stood at the site completion ceremony in a sharp grey suit, Kena beside him in a yellow dress, holding a small bouquet of flowers, Barrister Chukwu to his right. The press was there, business magazines, colleagues. Someone asked him in an interview what kept him going through a reportedly difficult personal period. Daniel glanced at Kena, who was very seriously trying to eat one of her bouquet flowers. "My daughter," he said simply, "and the fact that I am my father's son. We don't abandon what we build." Fifi wrote Daniel a letter from detention, handwritten, 6 pages. The kind of letter a man writes when the noise finally stops and he has nothing left but his own reflection. He did not make excuses. He did not ask for legal help. He only said, "I watched you build everything, and instead of being proud, I was eaten alive by wanting it. I don't know when that started.
I'm sorry doesn't cover it, but it's all I have. Daniel read it twice, folded it, put it in his desk drawer. He did not reply, not yet. Perhaps one day, perhaps never, but he did not throw it away. Some wounds, he thought, you keep, not to stay hurt, but to stay honest about what people are capable of, including people you love. 1 year after the conference room, Lagos, early morning. Daniel was at the kitchen counter making Kenna's breakfast, the simple domestic act of a father who had decided that presence was the most powerful thing he could give his daughter. Kenna sat on the high stool, still in her pajamas, watching him with serious eyes. "Daddy," she said, "Are you happy?" He looked at her, this small person with his nose and her mother's cheekbones and her own entirely original spirit, and thought about the question with the honesty it deserved.
He thought about the man he had been a year ago, performing strength in an empty hotel room, 40 minutes of grief, then back to building. He thought about the conference room, about Rosaline's shaking hands, about his mother patting his hand in the old compound, about Fifi's 6-page letter in the desk drawer, about the estate in Abuja, completed and standing. "I'm getting there," he said truthfully. Kenna nodded, satisfied with this answer, in the way children are satisfied with honesty. "Okay," she said. "Can I have more eggs?" Daniel laughed, fully, from somewhere real, and cracked 2 more eggs into the pan. Outside, Lagos was waking up, loud, relentless, full of people building and losing and rebuilding. The city that had made him, the city that had tested him. He was still standing. That, Daniel Osei thought, turning the eggs, is enough for today. Moral lesson. The people closest to you know exactly where to strike, which is why betrayal from blood cuts deepest. But a man who builds once can always build again. What cannot be rebuilt is the trust of someone who loved you completely and watched you choose greed over it.